You know, Alaska has been an incubator for aviation for almost 80 years, okay? There's a sort of an unofficial axiom in the business. If you can do it in the air in Alaska, you can do it damn near anywhere. Every place I go in the world, when they know I'm in aviation and they know I'm from Alaska, it's just question after question about how do you do it in Alaska? How do you put up with the environment, the long distances? Do you all live in igloos? And all the basic questions like that. Let me give you just a little bit of our mythology. Okay, you got two fighter pilots here today, so you're in real trouble. Aviation, okay, it is a passion for most people. In Alaska, it's probably the #1 industry that everybody wants to be in. You don't make a lot of money in it, but you have a lot of fun in it, okay? All we do is fly. All I've been doing is flying for the last 50 years. This is my 50th year as a licensed pilot, okay? Our company is kind of an anachronism, or at least rare in Alaska. We're high technology, okay, not associated with the basic infrastructure for oil, gas, minerals, or fishing. Okay, we're a genuine high technology company, and we do business internationally. One of my passions is trying to get a high technology consortium started in Alaska. So we're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. Okay, we've got 18 years of experience in our business. We do engineering, certification, a lot of certification lately. Okay, we do training. I'm going down to do some training in San Diego in a couple weeks. Okay, we do a lot of consulting. We probably average 25, 30 inquiries a week on automatic dependent surveillance broadcast, or ADS-B technology, or general avionics. We do a lot of airborne test and evaluation. I just returned 3 days ago from a god-awful one-week trip in the desert. I can't tell you exactly where it was, but it was 105 degrees, looked a lot like Iraq. And we do some light manufacturing, and we're about to begin doing a lot more manufacturing. We didn't just fall off a turnip truck yesterday. We were a co-recipient of the Robert J. Collier Trophy back in 2007. That is the Nobel Prize for aviation in this country, given once a year for the most significant contribution to American aviation, and it was for our work in ADS-B. And we export a little bit. I'll tell you how few high-technology exporters there are in Alaska. We were the #1 high-technology exporter in 2008. We were the first company to put ADS-B in UAVs, in unmanned aerial vehicles. We were the first company to do space-based ADS-B. We do a lot of certification. We work for L3, we work for Garmin, we work for Rockwell Collins, a couple foreign avionics manufacturers. They send it up here to be tested and to be certified with the FAA, and we write all the manuals for it. Why? Okay, why don't they take it to Los Angeles or Chicago or Dallas, Fort Worth, someplace like that? They bring it up here because everybody in aviation, including the FAA, seems to know what they're doing up here. We can give them a supplemental type certificate. That's a type of certification for a piece of avionics in about 1/3 the time that someone could get it through Chicago or Los Angeles. Now let me get on to what I really want to talk about, and that's Alaska high technology and a high technology consortium, okay? Alaska needs to diversify. We've been on a roller coaster of oil, dirt, and fish much too long. A lot of us, including some of the people in this room, have made a heck of a lot of money off of these industries. But we need to diversify. As other high-tech centers like Silicon Valley, Phoenix, Atlanta, Southern California start to bog down in the legal aspects of manufacturing. The environment is becoming less than optimum for them. They're looking for a new place to go. Phoenix is a good example. Okay? When I was in college, everybody was talking about getting a job in Phoenix. Okay? Come on out where the weather's great, sun shines all the time, the air is clean. Okay? Not anymore, folks. Phoenix is a swamp. Okay? It's clogged with traffic. It was 102 degrees when I stopped there the other day. And talking about air and water quality, when a cow urinates 300 miles north, they end up drinking it in Phoenix. Okay? Think how we can leverage our quality of life up here. Our quality of life, our tax base, that last frontier sort of attitude we have, we could be the next Phoenix if we do it carefully so we don't end up ruining our environment. We can attract the best and the brightest from all of the top universities, not only in the country, but maybe in the world. They'll come here to live like we do. We take it for granted. But believe me, again, when you mention Alaska and someplace like LA, okay, everybody's all over you. Is it true that the air quality is great? Come on, tell me about that permanent fund dividend one more time. Okay, no sales tax, relatively low utilities, and a lot of fun things to do. We need to leverage that. One of the things I was told when I first came up here is there's no way you're going to be able to do business in Alaska if you manufacture anything, because logistics just aren't any good, okay? Jim told us about the airport, okay? Remember what he said. We're the second biggest air freight location in the United States, fifth in the world. It's a myth that Alaska's got logistical problems now. About 85% of all electronics, of all light clean industry produced goods, go by air now. I ship a lot of things to China. It's a piece of cake out of here. You know, half the airplane, no, what, 2/3 of the airplanes that go through Anchorage International don't take on or discharge any cargo, do they? They're just tech stops. They're stopping for fuel. Okay? Why are they stopping for fuel? They can take 175,000 pounds more of Jet A out of Hong Kong, okay? Or 175,000 pounds less Jet A out of Hong Kong. You put 175,000 pounds more of paying cargo on board, okay? But they've got lots of spare space if you want to ship something out of here. If we're going to develop high technology in this country, okay, we need to organize. We need to organize now. I've been trying this for 4 or 5 years. Juneau just doesn't listen most of the time because they're one-trick ponies. They've been doing it one way all their life, okay? And they just don't understand where we could be in terms of a high-tech industrial base up here. We need to develop the infrastructure to support high-tech, though. We need, if I produce avionics, okay, and they have printed circuit boards in them. If I was in Silicon Valley or Los Angeles, I could pick up the phone and talk to a printed circuit board foundry, and they could build boards for me in a week or two, okay? Up here, I've got to call all the way to LA or spend a couple $1,000s to go down there and talk to their engineers personally. We need a couple seed industries, like printed circuit board manufacturers, testing labs, some electronic component suppliers up here, which we don't already have. And finally, we're going to have to find an anchor company. I was talking to Bill Popp in the back before we started tonight. I've brought Lockheed Martin up here, and I brought L3 up here. Okay, Lockheed L3 alone is like an $8 billion company. They were interested in starting something up, maybe building a factory or starting with an office in Anchorage and building a factory or something out in the valley. No one wanted to talk to them about starting a company, about branching out, starting something up here. They were willing to talk to them about hunting and fishing and the beer and other things, but nobody wanted to talk business or high tech. We need to bring that one golden company up here. So anybody that's got any connections out there, start talking it up. What's this all going to mean for Alaska? Let me wrap this thing up, okay? It's going to give us immunity from being on that roller coaster. It could mean explosive new growth, okay? Right where you live, out in the valley and down on the Kenai Peninsula. Okay, money into the North Slope is wonderful, but it doesn't necessarily do anything for us here. Okay, it's going to give us a larger tax base. Consider it's going to give us a younger, more affluent, more energetic population. Okay, those people are going to want consumer goods, upscale housing, okay? They're going to buy things from us. They're also going to energize the University of Alaska. They're going to demand more engineering courses, more laboratories. They're going to tell their friends about Alaska, and their college mates and their brothers and sisters might end up at UAA instead of someplace in Southern California. It's going to give us improved transportation. You've heard a lot about transportation today. I don't know how much is what we can do with an intercontinental railroad, but certainly the air transportation and the shipborne is going to be important to us. And this will be an increased demand for those sort of services. Let's imagine that Lockheed Martin comes up and builds a 40 or 50,000 square foot facility out in the valley. And then another company comes in and still another one comes in, okay? That could mean light rail for the valley, something that we've always wanted. We just didn't have the economic, incentive to do it. But now we'll have the valley as a bedroom community. They'll need the light rail. If we do it right, bottom line, we can quite certainly become the new Phoenix or the new Atlanta, okay? It just takes a little original thinking. Thanks for listening, folks.